When people talk about fear in boxing, one name always comes up first: Mike Tyson. Not because he was just strong, but because of how fast and violent his attacks were. Tyson didn't stand tall and trade punches. He dipped low, slipped under shots, and exploded upward with power that ended fights in seconds. Today, we're breaking down how Tyson dominated his era, the fights that made him legendary, and where he stands now in boxing history. More breakdowns like this coming, so stay subscribed. Mike Tyson turned professional in 1985, and from the very beginning, he didn't fight like a normal heavyweight. Most heavyweights relied on size and jabs. Tyson relied on speed, angles, and violent combinations. By the age of 20, he became the youngest heavyweight champion in history. He won his first 27 fights, most of them by knockout. Opponents weren't just losing, they were being overwhelmed. What made Tyson special was not just power, but his footwork and head movement. He constantly dipped to either side, staying low, making taller fighters miss. When they threw punches, he slipped under them and fired back immediately. This style came from the peekaboo system taught by Cus D'Amato. Hands high, chin tucked, constant movement, and explosive counters. Instead of backing up, Tyson moved forward, cutting the ring and forcing exchanges. Once he got close, the fight usually didn't last long. Short hooks, uppercuts, and combinations would come from strange angles. Opponents had no time to reset. During his prime, Tyson unified the heavyweight division and became the undisputed champion. He wasn't just winning belts, he was breaking confidence before fighters even stepped into the ring. One of the best examples of Tyson's technique is his knockout of Trevor Berbick. Tyson constantly dipped low, slipping Berbick's punches, then exploding with hooks to the head and body. Berbick was knocked down twice, and the second knockdown ended the fight. Another classic performance was against Michael Spinks. Spinks was undefeated and considered a serious threat, but Tyson ended the fight in just 91 seconds. He slipped inside, landed a brutal right hook, and the fight was over before it even started. What people often forget is how technical Tyson actually was. Every duck had a purpose. Every step was setting up an angle. Tyson would slip to the outside of a punch, rotate his hips, and launch hooks with full body weight behind them. This is why his punches were so powerful, even though he was shorter than most heavyweights. He also attacked the body first. By going downstairs, he forced opponents to drop their guard. Then the headshots came right after. Tyson's combinations were fast and compact. He rarely threw single punches. It was always 2, 3, sometimes 4 punches at a time, but his style required extreme focus and conditioning. Once his discipline dropped, the movement slowed, and without constant head movement, Tyson became easier to hit. Still, during his peak years, very few fighters could survive his pressure, speed, and accuracy. Today, Mike Tyson is remembered as one of the most dangerous punchers in boxing history. Even fighters who beat him later admitted that facing prime, Tyson was a different kind of fear. After his prime, personal problems, legal issues, and lack of discipline affected his career. Losses to fighters like Buster Douglas showed that once Tyson lost his rhythm and confidence, he was no longer unstoppable. But legacy is not only about how a career ends. It's about what someone changed in the sport. Tyson showed that heavyweights could be fast, technical, and aggressive at the same time. He proved that shorter fighters could dominate giants using angles and timing instead of reach. Even today, many young fighters study Tyson's head movement and explosive counters. Clips of his training still go viral decades later because his technique is still relevant. Recently, Tyson returned for exhibition matches, reminding fans of his speed and power, even at an older age. Not as a champion, but as a symbol of boxing history. He may not have had the longest reign, but at his peak, few fighters were as terrifying or as effective. Mike Tyson's greatness wasn't just in his knockouts, it was in the way he slipped, stepped, and exploded into his punches.
There's a moment in that fight where they show it. Classic muscle memory. Jake Paul throws a punch. Mike rolls under it. This is the KO about to happen. Pushes back on the punch. Absolutely, it was fixed.
A perfect mix of technique, aggression, and timing. And that's why, even today, the name Mike Tyson still means danger. Now rewatch it and catch the detail you missed. And don't forget to subscribe.